guys. Welcome back to another quiet moment with me, Serafina. I often share stories passed down from family, filled with quiet truths and life lessons. But tonight's story is a little different. This one is inspired by something more elusive, something closer to how many of us feel right now. It's not about a person from long ago. It's about a man named Emile, and how he woke up one day to find his life no longer his own. So take a breath, settle in, and let the quiet guide you. Emile was a quiet man, methodical, predictable, not unkind, but rarely noticed. He showed up to work on time, paid his bills, lived alone in a small, neat apartment just 3 floors above a bakery that opened each day at dawn. Nothing about his life felt dramatic. Until one morning, someone knocked on his door. 3 men stood in the hallway, well-dressed, calm. Emile Weiss, the tallest one, said, "You're under review. Not arrested, not charged, just under review." He asked them what they meant. They didn't explain. They handed him a folded paper, unmarked except for a time, a location, and a strange red stamp. From that day on, Emile's life became shadowed. At first, he ignored it. He went to work, pretended nothing had changed, but then the mail began arriving late. His bank account froze, briefly, then returned to normal without explanation. A neighbor stopped speaking to him, avoiding his eyes, and at the appointed time, Emile went to the place listed on the paper. A dim hallway in a building he'd never noticed before. Inside, a man with ink-stained hands asked for his name. When Emile gave it, the man simply nodded. "Ah, yes, the file is growing." "The file?" Emile asked. But no one answered. Weeks passed. More notices came. More appointments, each one stranger than the last. He would wait in silent rooms, filled with others, just like him, quiet, confused, clutching their own papers. No one dared to speak above a whisper. Emile tried to find answers. He asked the clerks, the judges, the officials, but the answers never came. "Just follow the process," they'd say. "It's all in the process." His friends, the few he had, began pulling away, some out of fear, some out of exhaustion. "It's best not to ask questions," his friend Lena told him over coffee one day. "You don't want to make it worse." "But I don't even know what it is," Emile whispered. And that was the hardest part. No matter how hard he tried, he could never discover what he was accused of. Only that the system had turned its eye on him. And once it had, it never looked away. One night, Emile returned home to find his apartment rearranged. Not broken into, no, everything was still clean, still neat, but items had been moved, books slightly out of place, a photo turned face down. On his kitchen table, a single sheet of paper. No text, no markings, just the same red stamp. He stopped sleeping. He stopped showing up to appointments. But it didn't matter. The system didn't forget. It sent letters. It sent people. It sent silence. And then, one simply disappeared. No goodbye, no notice, just gone. Some say he ran, others say he was taken. But those of us who knew him, we remember that look in his eyes, that quiet, burning confusion, the weight of being watched without knowing why. So now, my dear listener, I leave you with this story, not as a warning, but as a mirror. Sometimes we live inside systems that make less and less sense the more we try to understand them. And sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't breaking the rules, it's asking what they are in the first place.